Parenting can be a tough job at the best of times. COVID parenting is even tougher. Doing your job during COVID can be a tough thing to do. Doing your job while being a parent during COVID might be one of the toughest things that you've ever done. Juggling your own schedule and the demands of your job alongside the demands of children who have been disrupted in their schooling, and dealing with all of the emotions and the psychology and the wellness of yourself and your family. Well, I probably don't have to tell you this if you're a parent like I am. What we want to do at Tomorrow Today is to provide resources throughout the rest of 2021 for parents and organizations who have parents on their staff. We think that this is an absolutely vital thing to do and to focus on, because 2021 is going to continue to be disrupted, and a lot of people are reaching the edge of their ability to deal with it well. I'd like to give you just 3 things to think about as we start, and then I have a request for you to help us. 3 words: communication, curriculum, and oxygen. I think those 3 words might have some clues for us. Let's start with oxygen. Before COVID, I used to travel really regularly by airplane all around the world, speaking at conferences, and 3 or 4 times a week I would sit on an airplane and zone out as the safety announcements were made. I'm sure you can remember them vaguely. I haven't traveled recently, of course, but there's that moment where they said, in the case of an emergency, the panel above you will open and an oxygen mask will fall in front of you. Pull the oxygen mask and place it firmly over your face, adjusting the straps, and breathe normally. The plane's going down as if we were going to breathe normally. But anyway, I get the point. What's the next line? Make sure you secure your own oxygen mask before you help and assist others. I think there's a lesson in there for parenting as well. Make sure your own oxygen is dealt with. It's not a case of being selfish. It's not a case of ignoring other people, especially not your own children. But if you don't look after yourself, you will never be able to look after your children adequately. You cannot burn yourself out for your boss, for your friends, for your colleagues, for the rest of your family, for your own children, and then expect to get through this. You have to look after yourself, not in a selfish way where you're not thinking about anybody else at all. Get your own oxygen mask sorted and then help others to do theirs. But the order is important and the priority is important. What does it mean for you to get your oxygen mask on in 2021? Is it physical health? Is it mental health? Is it a little bit of space, physical space, emotional space, mental space? Is there some mindfulness that you need? Do you need to change your structure? Do you need to change your physical space? Do you need to change your schedule in order to just make sure that you have your oxygen on first? Oxygen. The second word was curriculum. This is especially now thinking about your children, especially children who are at school or studying. The worst thing that could happen is that they could get to the end of this academic year that they're in, and they could have had the curriculum shoved into their brains, that they could have some memory of facts and information that's part of the formal curriculum of their schooling. And they could have that in their heads, but they could be unwell. They could be psychologically traumatized. They could be physically and emotionally and mentally shot. That's the worst thing that could happen. The best thing that could happen would be that they have as much of the curriculum as they need taken on board, and that they still love learning. The most likely thing that's going to happen if we get it right is they might be a little bit short on the curriculum. There might be a few things that ideally they should have learnt or could have learnt, and they haven't been able to quite get through everything. Maybe even their grades are slightly lower than expected, but they love learning, and they're still excited about education and school and the learning process, and they are emotionally and mentally and physically well, and they've developed character. They've been formed. Ultimately, that's what education is about. We can't remember as factual information more than about 5% of everything we were ever taught at school. But what we do remember is the lessons, the life lessons, the things we learned. Sometimes the things we learned through adversity and tough times that we experienced at school. Yes, we need to try and get our children through the curriculum. Yes, we need to get them to learn as much as they can. But I think that there are higher priorities, and you need to be focusing on those higher priorities than the formal curriculum this year. And then the final word was communication. You know, parenting is sometimes called a team sport. There's a reason that most families around the world have two parents and children involved, because you need more than one person to do it in a way that doesn't completely drain you. I have so much respect and deep empathy and love for single parents. It is an amazing thing to be a single parent. Amazing in the sense that it is awe-inspiring to see the dedication and effort and energy that single parents put into the job of parenting. But single parents know that they need a team around them. They might not have a partner, but they certainly need a team to help them. And if you don't have that team, it can be overwhelming. And that's kind of where we all are now. Whether you're a single parent or not, whether you've got good support from a partner and other family members or not, this year we're going to need a bigger team. And especially for those of you parents who are working, your team in terms of your parenting now needs to include your colleagues and your boss and your company. The reason I say that is because if you're going to get oxygen and curriculum right, your life is going to be disrupted. Your life is not going to go as planned, and you're not going to have Monday to Friday, 8 to 5 available for your work. You're going to have to be more flexible, more adaptable than that. And that means you need to have communication with your boss, with your team. You need to speak to them. You need to give them some insight and information into your family setup, into what the world of your home looks like, so that they can understand and support you. And I really hope that they do. Part of what we're trying to do at Tomorrow Today is to provide resources to your organizations in order to help them to help you as parents. We think this is absolutely vital because we believe that if you do help parents, you will get their engagement, you will get their enthusiastic commitment, you will get the contribution you're looking for if you're prepared to be a little bit more flexible and supportive than you might have needed to be in the past. And long term, we think that they'll get loyalty and ongoing commitment from parents who are grateful and value the support that they got during these tough times. So the communication you need to have is with your family team. Just let people know what's going on. Make sure you don't try to carry everything yourself. But more importantly, communicate to your team at work. And hopefully have the conversations that encourage them to give you flexibility, that give them information on how to support you more and become part of your parenting team. Yeah, this is not the way it normally is. Maybe this is, for some people, not even the way it's supposed to be, in terms of the separation between our work and our life. We don't have a choice now. They're integrated, not just in time and energy, but also even in physical space. And that means we need to be thinking about these things more clearly. So I hope that those 3 words help you, get you thinking, and maybe put you on the right path for the next few weeks as you get 2021 underway. We would love your help. We would love you to complete a survey. The link to the survey will be in the description of this video or in the email that you received from us that pointed you to this video. And we'd love to just get your feedback on what resources might be most valuable to you as parents and valuable to you as organizations who employ parents. And when we've heard from you, we will be able to then assist you. So please, if you will help us to help you by filling out that survey, we'd really appreciate it. From our team, which includes a lot of parents and a few grandparents as well, to you and your team, which is your family and your work environment, we wish you all the best of success for 2021.